Okay, hey everyone, welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to do one that may not seem that exciting, but in the same breath it's very, very important, and it's on drone batteries. Now obviously without a drone battery you're not going to be able to fly your drone. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown today, how to care for your battery, how to travel with your battery, and how to dispose of it when it becomes cactus. Now make sure you watch to the end of the video and I'll show you a little known way of checking the life expectancy of your battery and how much life that you may have left in it. Now it's very easy to do and I'll show you that at the end of the video. So let's jump straight into it. So first things first, when you're flying your drone, make sure you never fly to critical battery level. That's very important not to do. So when you get that first warning saying low battery level, bring your drone home, land it, take the battery, put a new one in and throw it back up in the air to finish your shot. It's not worth the risk of keeping the drone in the air for an extra minute or two to try and nail that shot. Not only you damage your battery, but your drone could just run out of juice and just fall out of the sky like a rock, and that's something we don't want. So let's get on to temperatures. Now this is not very well covered at all, and I'm really surprised about this because it's very important. Now in colder climates, which I don't have experience with living in Australia, so some European countries, people fly with drones in sub-zero temperatures. So to do that you have to warm up your battery first, either by the way of a battery blanket or a battery warmer. So here in Australia, and where I am specifically, it's kind of subtropical weather, so I have to worry about the heat more, especially in the height of summer. So some drones like the Mini 3 Pro gets really hot really quickly, and that's just flying normally. So if you've got your drone up and it's just hovering, doing a static shot or doing a hyperlapse, it's going to get really hot. So you want to keep your eye on the temperature, because to keep it cool naturally, your drone's got little vents at the front of it, and the airflow passes through into those vents and up under and cools the battery down. So it's just very mindful of doing that. And when you do land your drone and take the battery out, never ever put a warm or a hot battery straight into your charger, because it's not only at the risk of doing a battery damage, there's a very high risk of causing a fire. And when you are charging, make sure you get a proper charging hub. This is a free port charging hub from DJI. Don't go getting something, for $3.63 off eBay, because you pay for what you get, and you don't want to be damaging your battery or, like I said, catching fire. So just keep an eye on temperatures. So let's talk about storage of your battery. So never ever, even when your battery's cooled down, if you're not going to use your drone again for a couple of days, don't charge it straight away. So DJI batteries have a little computer inside them, and they self-discharge over a period of time. I can't tell you the exact time, it may be like a couple of weeks or so, but it will discharge down to approximately 40 to 50% level. So if you know that you're not going to use your drone for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's just sitting in a cupboard, don't charge your battery until you're ready to fly it again, the night before or preferably on the day, because within that 2 or 3 week period, the battery will use its self-discharge function. And so if you charge it now, and then you're going to need to charge it again in 2 or 3 weeks time. So it's not worth doing. And it goes against your life expectancy of your battery. So every drone battery has a life of around 250 charge cycles. So each time you're charging it, you're lessening the life of that battery. So you want to charge it as less as possible, and you don't want to be double handling. Charge it one day and then have to charge it again the next. So just keep that in mind. So let's get on to the topic of travelling now. It's a bit of a stickler and it's a very common question. Can I take my drone and my batteries onto an airline? In short, the answer is yes. No problems at all with the drone. You can even travel with a battery in the drone. I'm 100%, 99% certain on that, as long as there's no way of that drone being turned on. But in any case, you can carry up to 20 batteries as long as it's check-in luggage, as long as it's carry-on luggage and not check-in luggage, and your battery is under 100 watt hours. Now these batteries for like the Mini series and for the Mavic series, they're under 100 watt hours, so that's safe. Anything above that requires you to seek prior approval by the airline. So the drones that we use, they're all under 100 watt hours, so I'm not going to focus on any batteries at over 100 watt hours, or we don't need to seek approval. So you can, like I said, carry 20 on at a time, carry on luggage, but bear in mind that weight limit off your batteries will contribute to your maximum 7 kilo, I think it is in Australia. So it's very highly advisable to buy a battery bag. They're specially lined for LiPo batteries and designed to carry multiple amounts of them as well. Now, very, very important here, when you do take your batteries on a plane, maximum charge of each battery should be around 30%, not minimum charge, maximum charge. You just don't want too much charge in that battery, and the airlines will love you for it. Tape up any exposed terminals so they can't make contact with each other or anything else like that. Label them if you want, just what sort of battery it is, what it's from, the watt hours, the voltage, etc., and you'll be sweet to go. So now let's get on to disposal of your batteries. So if your battery's cactus, whether you've crashed your drone and your battery's cracked, or it's swollen because it's overheated, or it's just at the end of its life, don't go throwing it in the garbage bin, because once that goes into the Garbo's truck, and that Garbo, the back of his truck, is too full, so he squashes to make more room. It's just going to squash that battery. There's a high probability of a fire. It's happened plenty of times, and it'll happen many more times. So the best way to do it, just get your dead battery or your cactus battery that's just totally unusable because of its damage or whatever reason. Place it in a bucket of salty water overnight. That'll will totally discharge the battery and render it totally useless. So the next morning, take that battery to some kind of recycling collection point specifically for batteries. Now, your hardware store like Bunnings does it. I'm pretty certain like battery stores like Battery World, etc., they'll do it, but your local council would definitely have a battery recycling collection point. So again, never just chuck it straight into the garbage. Now, temperature, touching on that, and your life expectancy of the battery. So I'll have to change over, sorry about that folks, my little tripod just decided to go to sleep, so we're still recording. So yeah, getting back to it. So temperature and life expectancy is very easy to check. You need to power on your drone, and you do it with your controller. I use the RC2 controller with my Air Free, but you can use, if you're using your phone as your screen, just as easy. I have to show you on that, and it'll tell you basically how many times you've charged your battery. It'll show if your cells are in sync in your battery and your battery temperature. It's all very handy to know. It'll be a time saver, money saver, and more importantly, a drone saver. So I'll fire up the drone, switch on the controller, and we'll go to part 2. I'll see you soon. Okay, here we are. Welcome back to the second part of the video. So just doing a screen recording here, so to show you how to check the life expectancy of your battery and to monitor the battery level. So first we want to do is just go up the top right hand side, the 3 little dots. We go into safety. I'm just going to move this screen widget like I always do. Okay, so we're scrolling down and we come to battery info, smack bang in the middle there. We're going to click on that and you can see the cell status in the battery. So they're all about the same, which is perfect. And it tells me my battery temperature is 37.6, well it's just changed, 37.7 degrees Celsius. Now that's good. I think the maximum is 65 degrees Celsius, but you don't want your battery getting any higher. Personally, I wouldn't recommend any higher than say 45, 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now here is the little known way of doing it, and it's very easy, just clicking on battery info. Your battery cycle count, that tells you how many times your battery has been recharged. So you can see this particular battery has been recharged 17 times. So out of 250, I've still got a fair bit of life in this battery as long as I look after it and treat it accordingly, how I would in normal flight times and the way I fly the drone. But if you got three, 4 different batteries, you don't use the same battery all the time. So that's as simple as it is. You can see the temperature is rising now because the drone is just static. And this demonstrates what I was saying before about, especially with the Mini Free series, they get extremely hot. But I've got the battery in the air free at the moment, and it's just sitting on my table, and the sun is on it. But if you've got no airflow around that drone, it's going to get hot really quickly. So that's risen like 2.5 degrees in a matter of 2 minutes. So there we have it, everyone. I hope you've learnt something from it. As usual, if you've enjoyed it, give the thumbs up, please. It's always much appreciated and always goes a long way.